So first of all, are you able to see my screen? Like today we are going to understand what is our roadmap. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, so first of all, before I jump to any of the thing, I just wanted to tell like what is DevOps. Okay, so why people are crazy nowadays for the DevOps. So basically, what is it? So basically, DevOps is basically combination of two things. One is development plus operation. So development and operation when comes together, we call it as a DevOps. So this is the basically term of DevOps. DevOps is not a specific like tool. It is a concept basically, which under that concept we are having like lot of tools which is currently in the market. So now here the development, all of we can understand what is development, but if somebody has don't have that kind of knowledge, then I can tell like development means like suppose we are trying to sell our application or we want to publish our application to the external world, some public access. So in order to build that particular product, or like that can be UI product, that can be application like mobile app product, whatever that is. So that is we have to build the product. So the build means we have to do some development. So that is the development. Under the development we can have we can use multiple like scripting language, that can be Java, that can be Python, that can be Node.js, whatever language we can have, like C++ or many other things. So this is the development part. So basically this development part will be taken care by the developer. Okay, so whoever is developing the application, they are responsible to develop the particular product. Now as a DevOps engineer, first thing is we have to focus on this operation part. Okay, now what is operation? The developer has developed their code, that is fine. Now how they can deploy to the end user? So that is where DevOps comes to the picture. Now in the operation part also, we can have like two things. One is called like operation part, basically CI and CD. Okay, so this term I will assume that so no one has any experience on the DevOps or the cloud area. So from that point I'm going to start, but before that I just want to clear some of the technique and tools point of view. What are the tools and what are the like purpose of those kind of tools? Okay, so this CI means continuous integration and CD means continuous delivery or deployment. Okay, now so in a layman term, if I want to show you, for example, this is the development. Here the development is happening. Okay, so now our end goal is to this product should reach to the end customer. Now how the developer has done their work and this phase has done. Now how can we like make sure that this developed code is deployed to the end user so that end user can access that application. So in that phase we have to do multiple things. Basically DevOps, in the DevOps two things basically you have to do, these two things. So first things we call it continuous integration, and second thing we call is continuous either delivery, either deployment. So this is basically nothing but the CI. So maybe you have heard that CI/CD. So this is nothing but the CI/CD, the integration and the delivery or the deployment. What is the difference between the delivery and deployment? I will come to later. But the thing is, the developed code should be deployed in into the end user, so the end user can access that application. Now before I go jump to any of the things, just make sure you have to have this kind of knowledge. So any organization have multiple like phase. That is, one phase can be development phase, other phase can be build phase, that can be UAT. UAT means user acceptance testing. We can have test phase, we can have pre-prod phase, we can have prod phase. So what are these phase? Basically, prod is the end goal. So this is our end goal. So we have to deploy our application here. So the like live consumer can access our application. But before we reach to this point, we have to make sure each and every field or each and every stage of the particular work should be covered correctly. That there should be no bug, there should be no error. Otherwise it will not work in the real time environment. Okay, so here, like build phase, where we are building our code, UAT, where user are testing the it is working or not. So user acceptance testing, the testing means where the tester will do the testing. Pre-prod means before reaching to the production, we have to make sure pre-prod environment is working fine, and then production environment. Okay, now these are the different phase. Now here, some knowledge we have to understand, like there are some of the teams. Suppose development, the dev, we call it dev team. Tester, we call it test team. Like as we know, we are the DevOps team, and there are multiple other teams also. But basically these three kind of teams we should have in each and every organization. Okay, so now this thing is, so let me give you one idea. So whenever the developer is, suppose this is my developer, so he is developing his code, and once the code is he is developing, he has to store the code in some places. Now when this particular code is stored, then with that code, first thing is we have to build the code. Second thing is, so I will write it out here. So suppose this is the code phase, this is the build phase. After that, we will get some output of the build. So from code, we will reach to build. From the build, we will reach to this output. So this is, suppose this is, I'm saying that is the output of the code. Then with the help of the output, we have to make some changes in that output into some of the phase, and then that is called like imaging. Once the imaging is done, then we have to convert that image into something which we call as container, and finally this container can be deployed. Suppose this is my, so here build, UAT, test, pre-prod and prod. Suppose this is one of the phase, so suppose this is my testing phase. So here the container should be deployed. Okay, now where we are storing the code, that is basically we are doing via the git. Where we are building the code, that is we are doing via the maven. Where we are storing the output of the maven, that is called, we call it artifact. Where we are building the image, that is called docker. Where we are like this is the docker image, this is the docker container. Or this particular thing can be replaced via the kubernetes, and this Kubernetes container or pod can be deployed under this kind of environment, so where the end user can access that particular application. So this is the life cycle of a delivery. Okay, so the delivery starts from the developer who writes the code, store the code. Then after the storing part, everything, so after whatever the developer has done, so from this point to the end, everything is our responsibility as a DevOps engineer. So we have to take the code, we have to convert the code into some artifact, we have to make sure the artifact, from the artifact the image is created, from the image we have to run some container, and through the container we can deploy to our to the respective environment. Now each and every this tools, there are multiple other tools also, I will come to later, but this kind of tool can be like combined. So these are the individual tools, so which has nothing to other tools. But if we want to work with the build with the artifact with the docker with the kubernetes and some other tools, then we have to make sure all the tools are integrated with each other. Okay, so this particular tool which will help us to do that, that is our Jenkins, which is our CI tool. So
Output means exe, right?
not exe, output means the war file or jar file.
Okay. And image means
Image means this is a docker concept, this is a basically tool which is a docker concept. Okay, now uh, let me clear it again and show you once more. So I think, so I'm telling you the end to end one workflow. Okay, suppose this is my git, and here when the developer is developing, they are going to push the code under the git. Now once the code is here, so there that code can have like 10 thousands of lines. Okay, suppose this code of 10 thousands of Python code, or let's say Java code. They have built the application on top of Java or Python. So developer has created that, and they have pushed the code to the git. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to convert these thousands 10,000 lines of code into a single file. Otherwise, like we cannot we cannot reach to our specific environment, that can be test prod pre-prod or any of this environment. Suppose the environment is sitting here, so this is our environment. So what is environment I'm talking about? This is nothing but a server I'm talking about. So what is server again? Server means this is, I am working today from the laptop, so is a machine, and same machine can be called as a server. Now we can deploy or we can use our local hardware machine to to the deployment, or we can use any of the cloud to create those machines and do the deployment. Okay, so those things I will come to later, but just to give you an overview, like what are the tools involved in a end-to-end deployment. Suppose 10,000 code are there. Now our end goal is to convert this 10,000 lines of code into some output, that can be our word file, that can be our jar file. So 10,000 lines will be come under one particular file. Okay, so in order to convert these lines to the end file, we have to use one concept in between, that is called the build concept. And here the tool called Maven is going to help us. So what Maven does is it read the lines of the development code and convert those things into an artifact or output. Okay, once this output is created, what we have to do, so basically we have to like deliver this output into this particular server, but directly we cannot do that. So we have to make sure this particular output is converted into some file, so that is we call as image. So that is the use case of the Docker. So with the help of the Docker, we can convert this output into some image. Once the image is created, what we can do is this image, we can start running that image. Okay, so that can be, we can use for that either Docker or either Kubernetes. So basically, to start this particular image, we have to use the Docker or Kubernetes. Once that is started, then directly we can deploy those Docker or Kubernetes applications or the container under the server. And when where the end user is sitting, suppose our end user is sitting here, so they can access our application from this particular container or the pod. So these are the terminology we have to use in the DevOps lifecycle. So I like high level, I'm giving you the idea. So what are the tools are involved in between, let me see, show you that. So first of all, we have to use the Git. So we have to have the good understanding of Git and GitHub. And before we do that, we have to have some idea on the Linux also. So because why Linux? Because basically the servers what I am talking about, so these servers are basically, we use a Linux based server or operating system. So currently I'm using my laptop which is having Windows machine, which is a Windows machine. But in a real time, for communicating or deploying or delivering some application, we have to use some Linux based operating system. So the communication will be much faster as compared to the Mac or Windows. So basically that is why in the DevOps engineer or the delivery phase or the real time environment, we have to use the like 90% of time we have to use the Linux machine. So if the machine is Linux, then we have to understand some coding or some command of the Linux also. So we have to have the idea of the Linux, then the Git and the GitHub where the developer is storing their code. After that, we have to have the idea of Jenkins, which is in our case is called continuous integration tool. And Git is our version control tool. Once we reach to the Jenkins, so Jenkins will take care of the develop whenever the developer develop their code, Jenkins will know that and it will start its work. So we have to configure those things. So after Jenkins do that, then in the Jenkins we have to feed the Maven, which is in our case is a build tool. So using the Jenkins, Maven will convert this source code into some file. It will give some output, which is in our case will be var or jar. Once the output is here, now we can have two options. Either we can use this output directly, or either we can store this output in some places. So later point of time we can refer the same. Okay. So if that is the case, then what we have to do, we have to store the output in some place that uh, on that phase we can use the tool called jfrog. Jfrog is where we store the output. Okay, once the storing part is done, then what we have to do, we have to convert that particular output into some executable file. Those file is called image. So here in this phase, Docker is going to help us not only to build the image or create the image, but there are multiple things are there in the Docker. We will see that later. But uh, for today's session, you just understand there is a tool which help us to convert this WAR file or jar file into some image. Once the image is created, then we have to run the image. And in order to run the image, either we can take the help of the Docker, or there is another like more powerful tool as compared to Docker, that is called Kubernetes.
Is image
Which
nothing but container?
no, image is not a container. Image is the container is the running version of the image. That is the official definition. But image is how the application should run in a server. The instruction is written under this image, and then as per the instruction the container will run. Now either we can run as a container, or either we so there are some limitation. That is why I am saying that either we can run in container or we can go to the Kubernetes, because Kubernetes is having some powerful capability as compared to the Docker. Okay, so Kubernetes will after the Docker image is created, we have to in an ideal situation we have to hand over to the Kubernetes, and Kubernetes will take care of that. Up to this point, our like from source code to the delivery or the deployment has been completed. But if the code if the application is not behaving correctly, who will inform us, or who will take care of that? So for that we have to have some monitoring concept. Okay, and here Prometheus will come to the picture. So Prometheus is one of the leading market leading monitoring tool, which will help us to monitor our running application or running different. There are different things actually. So for today's session, you can just understand that our application is running, but what is the health of our application, that should be monitored, and that can be monitored via one tool that is called Prometheus. So using the Prometheus, we can monitor that. Okay, now each and everything we are going to do, for each and every tool we are going to see how to implement, how to configure, and how to work with that. Alongside with that, we are going to use one cloud for that, that is called AWS cloud. So we are going to use AWS cloud for our training session. There are multiple cloud also, that is Azure or Google cloud, but AWS currently is the market leader. So 80%, almost not 80%, like 75%, more than 75% business of the cloud is owned by AWS cloud. uh, Rest 25 is in between Azure and Google cloud. So that is why you will see like many organizations are right now doing their cloud migration or deployment in the AWS cloud. Okay, so that is why we have to understand this cloud thoroughly and how to use that cloud in order to work our DevOps culture. Okay, and then uh, this is the cloud we are going to use, and whatever setup we are going to do, we will do under this AWS cloud. Now in the AWS cloud we are having multiple services, so almost 300 services we have, but for the DevOps we need around 10 to 12 services, which we are going to see. So for example, we are going to see IAM service, we are going to see EC2 service, we are going to see VPC service, then cloud fail, cloud watch, then S3, so on and so forth. So there are other multiple services also which we are going to see. Now this is like end to end, like starting from the basic to the Linux operating system, command, till the delivery of our application. Whatever tools we are going to see in depth. So basically whenever you search in the any kind of job portal, for the DevOps kind of job, you first of all you will see like almost 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 jobs are for AWS cloud. Okay, so that is the reason we are going to use the AWS cloud. Second thing is, we you can see multiple job role, that can be DevOps engineer, that can be DevOps SRE, that can be DevOps architect, that can be DevOps security engineer. So basically, what architect will do, architect will like configure those tools in the cloud. That is the job role of the architect. What is the engineer will do? Engineer will do once the configuration is done. Then on top of that, like inbuilt configuration, engineer is going to do the stuffs. So these stuffs like working with the Kubernetes or Docker or some other tools. Okay, what is SRE will do when there is some problem. So real time there can be many problem that application is not running. So when the application is not running, the first job of the SRE, like first call will go to the DevOps SRE who are called expert of the tool, and they can fix that issue faster than as compared to the other DevOps engineer. Okay, and then security engineer is the responsible to make the application secure from the cloud point of view, from the tools point of view. So these kind of job role you can see on the job portal, and we are going to understand each and every step of that. So we are, so suppose I'm taking the example of the Jenkins. So we are going to set up the Jenkins from basic to advanced. The setup we will do. Once we do the setup, then we will work as a DevOps engineer. So we are going to configure other tools on the on the Jenkins, and we will do what are the capabilities of the Jenkins. Okay, then we will face, like intentionally we will face some issue, and we are going to fix that issue. So here also you are going to get the knowledge how the SRE should work, and all the entire process we are going to make sure our application is safe from the security point of view. So we are going to understand that also. So along with this tool, these four types of job role you can, so after completing the uh, training session, you are good enough to sit any of the job role. That is the first point. Second point is all the tools in-depth knowledge you will get from setting up to the engineering to that tool, and then fix that some issue on that, and along with that some security will come to the picture. So this kind of thing you are going to understand throughout the course. And once the course once we understand in depth, we are having the in-depth knowledge of each and every tool, then we are going to do some projects which will combine everything, like from starting to the ending. We are going to understand via one project end to end, which I call it end to end project. So using that end to end project, we are going to do everything, and we are going to configure everything. We are going to deploy our application, and we will see what are the errors we face, and we will fix that then and there. So these are the more these are the agenda of the session, entire training session. So yes, now I will go to some other topics also, but before that I want to ask you if you have any questions up to this point. So I know many of you, so before you start, I know many of you do not understand many things, because those are the terminology I have used. But when we start, like we are going to very basic, why it is used, how can it configured, and what is the advanced use case of that. So basically our training session will be more on practically, rather than theoretically, because I don't believe on theoretical part, because everything is hands on. When you do your practice on yourself, then you get the get the errors, and once you get the error, then you can understand what how you can overcome that. So that is the way we are going to understand each and everything, from the cloud point of view, from the DevOps point of view. Now, if you have any questions up to this point, you can ask any of you.
Hey, oh, I have a couple questions.
Yes,
So
please.
For Maven, it's only .var and .zar, not .ear.
What is your question? Like,
For
Maven is
Maven, for Maven build, right? You said only .var and .zar file. Can it be .ear as well?
Maven basically help in these two area, and basically we are using that. But Maven can have multiple capability, but we are not we will not see that. Only DevOps point of view we will see that.
Thank you. And for this whole session, can we get an a lot of
What is your
noise? Okay.
question? I'm not able to hear.
Yeah, looks like someone is open the mic. Okay. So for this whole session, right, can we do hands-on having our own AWS account?
So basically my training will be like that. I will not do anything. I will ask one of you, I will prefer one of you will share his or her screen every day, and I will instruct what to do. And then on their AWS server, on their AWS account, and with their laptop, they are going to do that, and I am going to guide what to do. Like that way, I normally teach. I don't do stuff my way. I just ask you to share your screen, and I will guide you what to do in the tools point of view.
Okay, cool. Can you copy paste me this notepad thing in the chat if you don't mind?
Yeah, I will do. I will do that after some time. I will do that.
Yeah, hi. Do we get any jobs after this? Of course, do Visualpath provide any jobs?
Do you get any job after this course? You are saying that
Do Do you provide any jobs from the
I
Visualpath
cannot.
side?
I cannot provide you any job. But what I can assure you that if you completed this training, you can make sure that in your resume you can write around 3 or 3.5 years of work experience, and you can sit for the interview. So the interview you have to crack by your own with your knowledge, and definitely you will get to that. So I have almost 5 years of teaching experience, and I know like I have teach many people from India and outside also, and they have no one is there who has not got any job after the training. Definitely, you have to do much practice, whatever I am telling, and I will guide you where to practice, what to see, and what are the things. But dedication is will come from your side only.
Okay, this is not a job oriented course. Okay.
No, this is job oriented course, but I cannot give you job, so that is the point.
Oh, fine. Visualpath is not a. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Pritam, my question is this a language specific or platform specific, as you told, jar file or var file? So it is related to Java or something, a platform we have to practice. Matlab in which platform we have to practice, or what language we have to use? I did not get it.
No, there actually in order to do the entire session, you do not have to know. Like there is a zero prerequisite. You do not have to know any coding experience, any other thing. That is the first point. Second point is this is not a language oriented. So if you are building the Java based project, then the output will be jar or var. If you are building some other language project, then you will get some other output. That is okay, but most of the application build on top of Java. So that is why we are going to use the Java, but that is from the developer point of view, not our point of view. Developer can develop their code whatever language they will prefer, but we have to take our job will start to take their code and to send the code or use the code as the application. So in between we do not have to do anything, and whatever platform we have to do, so that is via the AWS cloud only we will do that.
So we have to
Only
just what they are creating. We have to just we are a bridge. We have to
we are a
just
beach,
take
yes.
we have to take the application and we have to I mean उसको
से
लेकर उसको देना है, जैसा हो गया, यहाँ से लेना है, यहाँ से देना है।
हाँ वही तो, हाँ वही है, काम
तो
हमारा
बीच
वही है, इतना सिंपल काम है, हाँ।
तो बीच का जो भी है, जो हम लोगों को प्रॉब्लम आएगी, वो वी हैव टू सी ऑन दैट ओनली, कि कहाँ से कहाँ तक, कहाँ-कहाँ, जैसे आपने बोला कि मेबल आ गया है, फिर डॉकर आ गया है। सो डॉकर से वी हैव टू यूज़ दैट डॉकर टू क्रिएट अ इमेज एंड इस
यस,
तरह से हम लोगों को पास ऑन करते जाना है।
Yes.
Okay, okay, fine.
So our end goal is to, like, our goal basically, suppose you are the developer, I am the DevOps person, and some person is here as a consumer. So what I have to do as a DevOps engineer, I have to take your code and send it and build it such a way so our my consumer can use that. So in the process, we have to go through many layers. This is not as simple as that I take the code from you and send it to that person. It is working. Okay, that is not as simple as that. And in between, there are many ifs and buts. If the application is not running, what we have to do, which tool we have to use, how we can make sure our application is running 24 by 7, how we can make sure that after our application is reusable. So suppose today you as a developer develop the version 1 of the application, and tomorrow definitely you are going to enhance your code, that will be the version 2. Once you enhance the code, as a DevOps engineer, that is also my responsibility. My consumer get the latest code, not the older code. Okay, so for that, different tools are there. So everything we have to taking care of that. And I can tell you frankly that there is like almost like as a DevOps engineer, you will not get the job to work from the Git to the Kubernetes. It is not possible actually. In the real time, maybe you are assigned some job only specific to Docker or Kubernetes or Git or Maven related part or the monitoring part. So normally you will not get the chance to work in the end to end basis. Only you have to focus on some specific tool to help the
Okay,
project or your team. But if I will show you from the scratch to the end to end, so that you can have single tool experience, all the single tool experience along with the integration experience, along with the development delivery experience. So like that
okay.
way this course is built. And
So
along with that we are going to use the cloud also. So everything we are going to do on the cloud, not in any hardware or any hardware machine. Yes.
okay, so we will learn the all the small tool which you specified, that Kubernetes, Docker, and these tool which is using and converting these, right?
Come again, please.
हम लोगों को इसी टूल पे काम करना है, मेनली इन्हीं टूल को हमको समझना है, डॉकर है,
Yes, real
कुबरनेट
time.
दो।
Yes, real time. These are the tools. If anyone has any doubt, I will post this entire thing in the chat, and you can sit. You can search in the Google in the job portal, and you can see what is the demand of the DevOps engineer, and
ओके,
which are the tools that's coming out. Or you can search with space. You can take specific tool and search in the job portal that there are any opportunity of that or not.
ओके, ओके, गॉट इट।
So
Hello,
any
sir.
test tools? Hello.
Hello. Can you give us a bit about the content of brief information, what you are going to handle and when you are going to handle what, with which content you are
I
going to?
can give you the this thing, but the content, but I cannot give you the like when I can do what, that kind of thing I cannot give you now. But I can give you what I can we are going to understand under the training session, that I can give you.
What are the
Um,
contents of the course?
I will tell you later, but first let me take the questions from other.
okay, sir. I have a question for you.
Yes, please.
Uh, and I'm sorry I came in late. The US time difference is confusing me. So what I want to know is I want to know the hours of the lecture. So I know I am 10 hours behind India. So I am wondering, so I can know how to schedule my time, and I want to know the duration of the course.
Hey Dami, which area are you in US?
I live in Dallas,
So it's CST, right? It's
Central.
morning.
Central.
It's
Yes,
morning.
Central.
It's
Yeah,
it's
morning.
morning 9:30 a.m.
Yes, sir. 10:20. 10:20 a.m.
9:30.
Uh, well, 10:20. 10:20
I said 9:30.
9:30 a.m. In
in
your
India.
location, in your time.
Oh,
No, not
okay.
your. No, no, not in India. Your timing. He is saying your timing. It will be your 9:30 a.m.
Oh, 9:30 a.m. Okay, 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 good. And
That
what are
is
the
your
days?
timing.
Okay, okay, okay.
Days
And what
are
are the
Monday
days?
to Friday. Monday to Friday. Monday
Okay,
to Friday, Indian date. Okay, Monday to Friday.
okay. And so how many hours is it? I know you said 9:30 a.m. Is it going to be for 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour? How many
No, no,
hours?
1 hour, 1 hour. That will be
Okay,
one
one
hour
hour.
weekly. Monday to Friday, each day 1 hour.
Okay, good, good, good. All right, thank you.
प्रीतम, और ये केस कितना लंबा चलने वाला है हमारा कोर्स?
40 around 40 hours. 40 to 45 hours.
मीन्स 2 months अराउंड.
Yes, close to or
ओके.
more than.
Yeah.
It depends on the session.
Excuse me, sir. Actually, is it the continuation of the Linux classes or is another class? Because I believe the classes will usually start at 8:30 US time. Because also I'm US, but I live in New Jersey. I was just surprised because already I'm at work, and when I get up, I saw a message came to my phone that I should be online for the class. So I'm really like I can't really pick up the study well because really I'm at work. So is it something of a time change or some what happened?
So I exactly don't know. Like you can ask the visual path, but normally today whatever time we have started, that is our class timing also.
Because I know normally we usually start the classes at 8:30. That is US time. That's 8:30 p.m. But now it's what's the time now? It's about it's 11:22. So I don't know what happened that the class start at this time now.
So
Because originally
that I don't know. You can ask the visual path. Whoever give you the URL of joining this link, you can ask them. They are the better person to guide you on this particular timing
okay,
matter.
thank you. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Uh, yes. Any other question, please?
Yeah, which version of the Linux you use there? Is the centralized one or?
Um, which version of the Linux you say?
Yeah, yeah, it's a CentOS or which one?
No, no. Normally, we are going to use a Red Hat operating system. Basically, we are going to use the Amazon AMI, which is basically use the Red Hat operating system.
Okay, okay.
Hey, hi. I just want to know because I don't know any basics of Linux. So do we need to do any homework at home?
No,
Like,
no, no. As I said, zero prerequisite. I will start from the very basic. I will whoever has the knowledge of the Linux, they can continue. But I will start from the very basic. What is Linux from that point to the end?
and one more thing. So because we are doing like DevOps with AWS, right? So so we first you will teach us DevOps, then we go to AWS. Is that right?
No, we are going to understand DevOps on the AWS cloud. So that means it will go hand on hand.
Oh, okay, okay, got it. So what is the difference between just the AWS and DevOps with AWS? Do you like any difference is there?
No, the difference is like DevOps we can do any of the cloud, but DevOps with AWS means we are using AWS cloud to work on the DevOps.
Okay, got it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, sir. The second question I got here is it a continuation of the Linux and the CentOS we already had, or is something, or we are just going to start something from the beginning?
In this session I will start from the very beginning actually. It is not any continuation. Today I am starting the new batch. Maybe you have connected some other batch actually, but like this timing is for my batch actually. So if you attend this session, then I will start from the very basic, like very beginning.
Okay.
And there are some recordings, right? Which we can
Sorry.
take look. There are recordings, right? So you
Yes,
record
yes,
the
they have
session.
recordings. Yes, yes, you can refer that later also.
And Pritam, you will give the list of software and tools we have to use. So you will provide, or what I mean.
No, no, that is all. Everything is like we can use through the internet. That is not any chargeable. Everything is free. I will guide whoever person is sharing that screen. I will guide him, and from that, you can replicate the same thing in your system.
Okay. So it is okay for me also if I start from, I mean, I'm a background from ERP. So it is good for me, right?
So any background is welcome to the DevOps. Actually, as you said from the beginning, is DevOps is currently like used by multiple people and multiple organizations. So it's no matter from which background you are coming, but as the benefit is that you are working in the IT industry, so you can switch to any DevOps field very easily. But I know, and I have guided many people. You don't believe that they are having 10 years of teaching experience. Okay, after that they want to switch into the IT, and they have successfully migrate to IT using the DevOps knowledge. So yes, if they can do, you can do also. And like demand you can understand, and the supply also you can understand by like you can understand these kind of things through the any kind of job portal.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, please, any questions?
Please, when does this training begins? And I'm sorry, I know you must have said this, but I came in very late.
No, no, that is okay. What is your question?
When the training begins, when do we start this training?
Normally I will start from tomorrow. That is my plan. So before that, I just wanted to know, like, I want to share all of you that what are the like tools we are going to cover, and I want you, all of you, to research by your own, check the list
Mhm.
of the tools, and whatever curricula I am going to share. If you are comfortable, you can start. With that, and like if you want to know more about the timing and the fees and all of this kind of thing, you can
Mhm.
connect with the visual path, or else you can drop your contact numbers or email address under this chat, and they will contact you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Pritam, other than this, through Visualpath, we can directly connect to you if we want. I mean, can you share your email address or something?
You can connect with me. They are going to create one like group, and from there I will be there also. You can connect with me anytime.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, other question please.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Actually, I have Windows installed in my laptop. How is the Linux to be installed through
I
VirtualBox
am
or
also
any?
I am also using Windows machine, so that will be not any issue.
Um
That will not any issue.
so, if we need to install Linux or through any other source,
No required,
will we?
not required. Just what the as I said, there is zero prerequisite, but I need something from you, all of you. So the need is you should have one active AWS account. That is the only ask from my side. If you have that, everything is sorted out.
Oh, I actually we don't have.
Yeah, you can create it. That is like a 1 year free, and you can create that.
Okay. How to create? You will tell. I mean,
Like how to create AWS account, like I think you are able to see my screen still. So you can refer any of the YouTube video, that will be fine. But like this is the link. AWS account, I have some. So in the sign up, you have to put your mail address, then the some name, like that way you have to fill some details. 5 page detail you have to fill, and you have to use some card also at the end of at at the end. But they if you are from India, they're going to charge you 2 rupees from your account to verify your account, you are a correct user or not. Within 24 hours they are going to refund that amount.
And if you are out of India,
Then like 2 USD they are going to charge you, and after that they are going to refund you the 2 USD after that, depending on your currency,
okay.
or euro or USD, whatever.
So 1 year it will
Everything.
be free, right?
Basically they say 1 year, basically 720 hours are free. And I will show you
720.
how.
Okay.
720 hours, yes.
Okay.
So I will show you how what to monitor, so that there will be no charge.
Okay.
Yeah, hi. So all the session which we attended today, like, is it recorded? Like, do you send us the recorded video,
Yes,
complete video?
that is recorded, and Visualpath is going to send you the exact URL of that,
Okay, great.
the recordings.
All
Yes.
the installations are based on the Linux or AWS.
All the what, actually?
Installations of the tools will be based on the Linux or AWS.
So first of all, we are going to create our server on AWS, and under the AWS we are going to use the Linux. Like that way, we are going to leverage both of this. Okay, understood.
Yeah, okay, okay, thank you.
Yes. Any query, please? Anything, please? Any other question?
So are we going to start these sessions from tomorrow, or
That is my plan, but I want you, all of you, to research, and then you will decide. You will have, I think, I'm not sure about that. You are going to attend 2 free session. You can check with that, but those things you can, like, all of these kind of things you can connect with the visual path and you can understand.
is this the first demo session or the second demo session?
Sorry.
Is this the second demo session or the first demo
this
session?
is this is the first time I'm connecting with this particular demo session, all of you.
So there is another demo session then?
I think there will be two classes more, but I am not sure about that. Those things I don't have those much knowledge. You can connect with them. They are the right person to guide you, actually.
Okay, sure.
प्रीतम एक और चीज आई वांट टू आस्क अबाउट
Yes, please.
क्लाउड एंड डेवलप आपने बताया डेवऑप्स एंड क्लाउड सो क्लाउड इज टोटली डिफरेंट देन डेवऑप्स राइट
Not DevOps. Right now, everything is working like, yes, totally. As that point of view, both are different. But nowadays, no one wants to work in a real hardware. They want to migrate everything on the cloud. So like that way, we can use both of this.
सो इन दिस आई मीन हमारे कोर्स में वी विल लर्न बोथ द थिंग्स और इट्स आई मीन
Both the things, as I said, like I am going to work on the AWS cloud with the DevOps.
ओके ओके
I mean, will you touch the concept of cloud computing?
Yes, this is the cloud computing.
Okay, okay.
So basically, the job role, either you can get the cloud engineer, either you will get as a DevOps engineer, or the other roles I have talked about. So yes, both will be covered in this particular session.
Okay, okay.
So are we going to go in the course of the course?
Sorry.
Thank you, Pritam. I can leave
Can we do?
now.
Are we going to do agile in the course of the course?
Uh, I'm not clear about your question. Please come again.
My question is: are we going to do something on agile, like Scrum Master, in the course of the course?
You're saying that some record. Your voice is breaking actually. So you are saying
He is
some
asking
recording part
something
actually.
agile master or scrum kind of thing
No,
or
no, no.
some software
This is the
engineer.
different job role. No, no. Agile and Scrum, those are different job role. Not in this particular session. This is for DevOps,
Okay.
dedicated for DevOps.
Evening, everybody. My name is Iken. I've just joined you guys now. I am joining from the United Kingdom. I've got a quick question for you, the moderator. Can um, I work Monday to Thursday. Do you have any program for weekends, as in for me to sign up to join to learn DevOps? Thank you.
Okay. Like sorry, I missed your question. So Monday to Thursday you have the job and
No, then I'm saying I can't sign up for a DevOps class for Monday to Friday. I'm only available weekends. Is there any window you guys run Saturdays, Sundays? Thank you.
okay, 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 okay. I actually working in some other things. Okay, okay. So what we are going to understand is so first of all let me give you some overview. First of all, we are going to start with the Linux. So from the basic to advanced. So from
Yeah, I
Linux
understand.
basic,
I understand what
yes.
you're talking. I'm saying, is there any weekend classes for DevOps
No, no,
with
no.
AWS?
Actually, I missed your question twice. So no, for the weekend I am not taking the weekend batch. From the Monday to Friday is my timing. But there are
Okay,
maybe some weekend session going on some other conductor, so they can do that. I am not sure about that.
okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. So Linux. First we are going to start from the Linux, from the basic to the very advanced. So advanced means whatever needed for the DevOps. So for the DevOps, whatever is needed, we are going to see that with the comments and stuff. Once we are finished with that, we are going to jump to understand Git, all the again basic to advanced. So whatever I am saying, everything is basic to advanced actually. And what I am referring here, advanced is real time use. Whatever real time we have to use those things. Okay. That is the thing. Basic to advanced, then Git we are going to see, and along with that we are going to understand the concept of GitHub. So there are multiple other subtopics of this kind of topics. We are going to see all of these things. Once we are done with that, we are going to understand the Jenkins. So from starting from the scratch, how to set up this Jenkins server on the AWS and how to use that. From that point, we are going to understand that, and then we are going to configure like Jenkins with the Git, with the Maven, with Java, with JFrog, these kind of tools, and also S3 due to some purpose. We are going to do that. After that, once that is done, we will move to JFrog to see how we can host the artifact inside the JFrog. Once we are completed with the JFrog, we are going to understand Docker. And one tool I have missed actually, so that is the Ansible, which is one of the most actually two tools I have missed. One is Ansible, which we are going to see from the basic to the advanced again. So Docker basic to the advanced again. After that, we are going to understand the Kubernetes. So this part we are going to understand. Then once that is done, we are going to understand Prometheus. Once Prometheus is done, then first we are going to understand Terraform, which I have missed earlier. This tool we are going to see. Once that is done, we are going to understand the end-to-end project using these above mentioned tools, and we are going to see what we can do. So these are the tools we are going to see in the training session. So these are the high level of the tools. Again, I am copying everything over here and sharing it here. Okay, and
So
everything
all
we
the
have.
tools what you have mentioned, just we are going to use with AWS or using AWS, right? So you will create a Jenkins instance inside AWS and JFrog instance inside AWS or Docker instance inside AWS.
Yes, inside what you saying? Inside what?
AWS
In the virtual machine, we are going to set up these kind of things
using Amazon services.
using Amazon service. Yes.
Okay.
So Pritam, any tools like code review and all, SonarCube, anything that part also you are going to integrate?
No, so those things are not covered in the session. But if you need any specific tools, have you have any requirement, then after the training session, I am going to show you how to use that also.
Can you drive us or show AML file as well?
Yes, whenever we are going to work with the Ansible and the Kubernetes, so those tools are work. We are going to work through the YAML only. So we are going to write YAML files to work with the Ansible and the Kubernetes such tools.
Cool,
Yeah,
Pritam.
hi. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Yes, please. What is the question?
hi. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear. Please tell.
Yeah. Can a non-tech background or from a guy from a non-computer science and can he go through DevOps?
Yes, so there is zero prerequisite of that. So whatever I will guide, that you have to practice. Along with that, whatever I will tell, you have to understand from the internet. And yes, that is okay for you. No issue.
Thank you, Pritam. I need to drop here. We'll join your another sessions, hopefully. Thank you so much.
Okay, okay, sure.
If we need any assistance for installation and everything, uh, after the session, I mean to say that, what should we do?
Um, After the session, I will show you some like development code. You can do the development by your side. So that will be some.
Yeah, yeah, I mean to say that if I get any queries and all after the session, what can I do?
Yes. So
Through
you will have my number. You can directly ping then to me.
okay, fine. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes. Any other question? Anyone? If no, then if somebody join tomorrow's session, then we will start from the Linux part, and we will see what to why we use Linux, and where we have to use Linux, and what are the different commands we can use on the Linux. Okay, I hope that is fine for everybody.
Yes, it's okay. Mm, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, so let's see tomorrow what we can do. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. And if somebody has not pinged the contact details, please ping so that the visual path person can connect with you.